welcome to my channel. I am Erin Witherspoon and I'm really glad that you found me. I love to help people develop their journaling habits and use creativity to do so in order to help them heal. I have done it with my own journaling practice and found it very healing. So what are we doing today? Let's jump right in here. What you see in front of you right now is a picture of some of the tools you're going to need because we're going to be learning how to hand letter. We're going to start with the numbers because that's something that you will practice every day as you are doing your journal, is those numbers, because you're going to want to write the date on your pages. So in today's video, we're going to start with numbers 1 and 2. But before we get to that, let me go over the tools that we're going to use. You'll see I've got a wide range of writing tools there. You can use any old markers that you have on hand. You could even use a pen. I've got a fun sparkly jelly pen there just to show you some of the things that I do use. You're going to need a pencil and an eraser. Now if you want to draw your own guidelines on a blank sheet of paper, then you'll need a ruler as well, just to make sure you keep those lines straight while you're learning. If you want to skip that step, feel free to pop over to my website, erinwitherspoon.com, where you can download this particular practice sheet for you to practice with. Just a quick note, if you're going to be using Sharpie like I do in the video, you're going to want to make sure that you have a really heavy paper that you're using. So 90 pounds or more I find works well, just to keep the Sharpie from bleeding through onto the table or desk that you're working on. If you don't have heavier paper, no worries. You can still print out a practice sheet and then place it on a stack of papers so that the bleed through goes to the paper and not onto the desk. Without any further messing around, let's jump right into the tutorial and I'll show you how to hand letter the numbers 1 and 2 today. The primary thing that makes hand lettering different than regular handwriting is the thickness of the upstrokes and downstrokes. So the upstrokes on any hand lettered number or letter is thinner and the downstroke is thicker. So this part here is the upstroke and this part here would be the downstroke. So you're going to want to thicken all of your downstrokes. So going forward, you're going to want to think of each number that you write in terms of strokes and which direction those strokes are going, so that you can figure out which strokes to thicken to get that hand lettered effect. I'll show you what that will look like once we use a Sharpie. The upstroke will be thin, and then this being the downstroke will thicken that. Just like that. Okay. Maybe we'll just grab a Sharpie now and have a look at what it's actually going to look like when you use the Sharpie or the marker, whatever it is you are using. If you're doing this with a pen, you can draw it just like I did a moment ago with the pencil there, but use your pen and then fill in that thicker downstroke with your pen. So here we are with the Sharpie and it is just like so. And you can practice it over and over again. This is the exact same thing, only doing the upstroke later as a downstroke. It does, to my eye, look better doing it upstroke first and downstroke second. It feels more natural to do it that way as well to me. And you can add a little kickstand. You're just going to want to play around with the numbers, try them different ways to see which ones feel more comfortable for you to write and look most pleasing to your eye. Everybody's style is a little bit different. And speaking of styles, there are multiple ways to write many of the numbers. As a matter of fact, I think all of them have multiple ways to be written, with the exception perhaps of the number 5. It looks like my gold Sharpie is just about out of ink, so I'm going to switch here to a different color so you can see it better. So the number 1, here it is without tail or the kickstand. But I like it better with the tail and the kickstand. Okay, and you can just continue practicing that until you find the one that feels the most comfortable to you. Let's move on to number 2. Do the same thing again here. I'll show you in pencil. which are the upstrokes and which are the downstrokes, so that you know when you're doing your practice which parts to thicken. And there it is right there, the downstroke, that's the thicker part. So to thicken that, doesn't matter if you thicken to the left or the right of your first line that you draw. It all depends on how close the number or letter that you're writing is to the next letter beside it, and also depends on your personal preference. Like I mentioned before, there's another way to write it too, so let's go ahead and practice this one first with pencil. And there's the upstroke. Nice big rounded downstroke. That's another upstroke. And the tail is questionable. It's kind of downward. So you could thicken it a little bit if you like. I think I'll try that when I go in with the Sharpie. I'll thicken it up a little bit and see how it looks. And just thicken it a little bit right there. Yeah, I think I like that. And there you have it, just like that. We're all finished with the numbers 1 and 2. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And I also hope you'll join me again next week. We'll be right back here again with the numbers 3 and 4. And in the meantime, don't forget to bookmark my website, erinwitherspoon.com, if you want to go back over and over again to download those free printable hand lettering practice sheets.